Does parenting feel like a constant battle? Does it leave you drained, stressed, deeply questioning your decisions, your being? Here's what I've learned over years of being in the therapy room with folks. The mindset we bring to parenting can deepen our struggles and entrench us in rigid patterns, or that mindset can help transform struggles into opportunities for connection and growth. I want to ask you something very challenging today. Do you have the courage to examine how your mindset might be taking you away from being the parent you'd like to be? I want to explore how a simple realignment can change a lot about how you approach this process and how you align with the version of yourself that you like and are aspiring to move towards. I'm Dr. Andrew Smith. I'm a psychologist, a professor, a Tillman Scholar, a dad, a husband, a friend, community member. Over the years, I've worked with folks, helping them to navigate the challenges of having deep, rewarding relationships and approaching them with a mindset for repair, forgiveness, that being one of the deeply essential parts of life. I've learned that even small shifts in how we think about parenting can make a big difference in the health of our families. So if you're ready to take a step towards better parenting, go to our website, rewirewellness.co. There you'll find a free guide and a free relationship health assessment to get you started down this path with tools and feedback that'll help today, right away. It's free. At Rewire, it's designed around this belief that parenting and living and relationships and friendships and marriages, they're not just about surviving each day. It's actually the core of our existence, these connections. It's about creating a culture around you of connection, growth, resilience, stress tolerance, mutual respect. But this takes honest self-reflection. Parenting can naturally pull us away from our values and goals and leave us feeling ashamed, especially when emotions and negative scripts about ourselves and the future and our kids take over. Rewire helps parents to notice when this is happening and to realign with values and deeper purpose. So here's a roadmap for what I want to cover today as it pertains globally to parenting mindset. Number one, what does a healthy mindset look like? Number two, the common mindset pitfalls to avoid or notice. Number three, how to realign your mindset. So let's start with number one. What does a healthy mindset look like? Parenting is full of ups and downs. Some days they're filled with happiness, connection, laughter, and others feel like an endless string of battles and distress, annoyance, frustration. A healthy mindset helps you navigate both ends of the spectrum with groundedness, centeredness, and flexibility. For example, joy might come out of simple moments like sharing a laugh over dinner or a spontaneous heart-to-heart with your teenager or your 10-year-old. Growth, on the other hand, it often emerges from conflict and boundary setting. Imagine setting a new household rule and your teen reacts defensively. In that moment, this might feel draining, but it's actually potentially an opportunity to model communication, empathy, resilience. Instead of viewing this conflict as a failure, a healthy mindset reframes it as a teachable moment. You can calmly explain why the rule aligns with your family values, for example, a phone box, and listen to their perspective. Even if you don't reach total agreement and the outcome doesn't change, you're teaching how to navigate disagreements with respect and empathy and groundedness in values and goals. This balance embraces joy and growth. It allows you to stay grounded even during tough times. It reminds you that challenges aren't obstacles, that they're opportunities to deepen connection and mutual understanding. Let's go to part two, avoiding common parenting mindset pitfalls. Let's explore the two most common traps that can harm parenting and how to avoid them. Let's start with mindset trap A, which is what I call emotional overinvolvement or self-fulfillment through parenting. When we see parenting as a way to validate our identities, and I hate it when this comes out in me, it's one of the self-reflections that causes me the most pain, to see that I am over-involved my identity in my children's actions, behaviors, outcomes. This happens when we tie our self-worth to our kids' successes or failures. The result is enormous pressure on both parent and child. For example, if your teenager struggles academically, you might interpret it as a personal failure if you're over-involved. This mindset can lead to micromanaging, shaming, overreacting, creating tension, distance, and extra added anxiety. Your child may feel that they're responsible for your happiness, which stifles their ability to explore and grow on their own terms. Let's shift now to mindset trap B. And this is pure logistical, task oriented parenting, pure duty. On the flip side of emotional overinvolvement, some parents approach parenting as a checklist of tasks: meals cooked, homework done, bedtime enforced. Of course, those structures are important. While these responsibilities, they're essential, this mindset can drain the joy from parenting and turn interactions into transactions. Imagine focusing only on the logistics with your young child, ensuring that they're fed and bathed, but rarely pausing to engage in play or affection. Over time, your child may feel emotionally overlooked, while you feel exhausted and disconnected in that the rewards of parenting are not for you. The result is a home that feels functional and lacks warmth and connection. Each of these traps rob parents of a deeper purpose, building a relationship rooted in presence, joy, growth. And you might be saying to yourself, sometimes I do both of these. Like sometimes I'm over involved and anxious about my kid's outcome, and sometimes I'm totally focused on the logistics of our family life and our day. And I sort of swing between these two ditches. Well, that's right. We do tend to inhabit these different places. But taking a step back to reflect on and choose sort of a middle path that balances these things is really an important process for you. And it's something that Rewire is built to do and to help with. So let's move to part 3, resetting your parenting mindset. This means finding balance between joy and responsibility. And here's how to get started. Number 1, notice your mindset. Can be painful, but really, really important to deeply accept this. And what I want to say is you're not alone in this. It should help you be able to accept some aspects of these mindset challenges or traps that you fall into. So take a moment, honestly evaluate your thoughts and feelings. Are emotions or scripts about your kid, your outcomes, yourself as a parent, are they driving you away from the parent you want to be? This step of honest self-evaluation is really important. It takes courage, but it's the key to realignment. Number 2, beyond noticing, when we start to notice, we build the capacity to notice choice points. That means every emotional reaction can be an opportunity to realign. For example, if your teen pushes back on a rule instead of snapping, you might say, I understand this is frustrating, but the rule is about safety. Number 3, reconnect with your values. Remember what matters most to you as a parent. So now that you are noticing your mindset more and seeing choice points where you could change something, what do you change? That's step 3. Reconnect with your values. Remember what matters most to you as a parent. Maybe values like kindness, growth, and connection. And use those values as a guide for what to do. This might mean pausing to apologize after a misstep or shifting how you approach a recurring challenge that is just bugging you and your child over and over again on repeat. By approaching parenting with intention, you create this emotional environment that you can both